In this video, we are going to be cleaning the idle air controller on a Ford Taurus 2000. The process should work for all Ford Taurus 2000 up until 2007, also known as the 4th gen. So if your car is idling erratically, your car stalls, or you get the engine code for an IAC related issue, then you can give this a try. So to do this, you first want to remove 2 bolts, then you want to either keep your gasket or replace it with a new one. Then you want to use your MAF cleaner to clean the IAC, and MAF stands for Mass Airflow Sensor. And finally, you want to put everything back together. So here is the engine bay. The IAC is right above the intake manifold. And as mentioned earlier, there are 2 bolts to remove. They're about 6 or 7 millimeter. You need your MAF cleaner. And of course, you need your socket and your wrench. With that, you can start removing the 2 bolts. They're about 6 millimeters. When you start lifting up the IAC, there's going to be a gasket which you can either replace with a new one or keep this one if it's in good condition. You can also disconnect the electrical connector by unclipping it. Here are the openings into the manifold, which we could clean also. Here is the IAC, and it is dirty. It's not terrible, but it's dirty. And sometimes it's so clogged up that it prevents the valve from opening and closing. So to clean it, we use the MAF cleaner. And I like to keep the openings facing downward so the liquid spills out and doesn't run into the motor itself. You can then use Q-tips to clean the insides more thoroughly. You can use as many as you want. You can also use more MAF cleaner. I would just be careful that it doesn't spill into the IAC's motor. You can also clean the entry points into the intake manifold. Once everything's all cleaned up, you can start putting it back together. First goes your gasket, and then your IAC on top of that. So there are 2 bolts to bolt back together, and then don't forget to connect your electrical connector. Be sure to tighten the bolts evenly and don't over tighten them. And that's all there is to cleaning an IAC. I would go ahead and start the car up. If it's idling properly, then you're all good. If you are still having idle problems, then it could be something else. Maybe consider replacing the IAC entirely or check your engine codes. You could also be having a vacuum leak.